Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss whether or not someone adding water to their bourbon should be embarrassed. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Ryan Thompson, Danny Kennard, and Jay Rowe.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
So what we're going to get to the bottom of today is, should someone be embarrassed? Now, again, not for us to shame them. We're believers in, how should you drink your whiskey any way you want? But, in our minds, should they be embarrassed if they're adding water to it? So it's going to be a judgment-free zone from us, but should they feel the shame of their actions? So we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Ryan said there's something he wanted to talk about. He said this is pressing, and he really needs to know. So, Ryan, what is it, man?
Well, I've been motivated by one of our guests currently deep in the topic right now of eating sweet pickles or dill pickles. And so I would really like to know everyone's opinion on this. What do they prefer? Is their go-to a good crisp sweet pickle or a nice savory dill pickle? So
Okay. All right, savory dill is the answer here. I think sweet pickles are an abomination. I think they are absolutely terrible. If you've ever if you're a dill pickle fan and you accidentally switch up and you don't realize, you grab a pickle because they look alike sometimes, and man, that's a bad experience. If you bite into that and you're expecting a dill pickle, and it's oh my god, it's horrible. I hate sweet pickles, and the only way I've had one in the last 20 years is accidentally, and I spit it out. I cannot eat it.
Steve, same. I have a question. How do they make them sweet? Because they're naturally not sweet.
I would assume there's sugar involved. I mean, there's got to be, right?
Yeah, I think it's the same process. They
pickling with sugar, though. Yeah.
Brine with sugar?
Yeah. I think that's how you do it.
They're terrible. I'm out.
Okay.
I like a classic dill. I like a
all right.
With
McNew,
alcohol.
how about you?
I prefer no pickles. I don't like them at all.
And if you had to eat one, is there one you could tolerate, or it's just you're totally out?
I'm out. I just feel like it ruined a good cucumber no matter what you did to it. I'm not interested.
Okay.
Don't like
All right. Seems like Danny would like pickles. We'll see if he likes sugar or dill. What do you like, Danny?
Well, to tell you the truth, as far as the sweet pickle goes, the bread and butter, I hate them and everything else. I am a huge fan of dill pickles. I'll run around and eat them things plain all day. But to kind of cross over in between that, my grandmother used to make homemade, what she called table pickles.
Okay.
And I love the crap out of them.
Those were okay. Those were sweet pickles, but you're saying those were okay.
Yes.
Grandma's ones. But unfortunately, that's what sucks. I mean, my grandma used to make some great stuff too, and then it's just gone. She tried to teach people like my sister and my mom and others to make some of the stuff she did, and it never worked.
I can still make the table pickles to this day.
You can, okay, Danny.
Yes.
That's one of the recipes that you were able to take and then replicate. Okay,
exactly.
Well, good for you.
Is that a country thing? Because my grandmother did that, and yeah, and they are a Swedish, and I did like them, but I don't like sweet pickles.
I mean, you guys live in that state that, marries together, the Texas and Arkansas. Boy, they love each other. Right? Combine them in places. Yeah.
Well, I was born in Texas. I was born in Texarkana.
Oh, see? Wow. See, there you go. All right, Ryan, you asked the question. What do you like? Sweet pickles or dill pickles?
Well, I think my go-to is a good dill pickle.
Uh-huh.
And I think I'm there 9 times out of 10. But on occasion, I like to switch it up and go for the sweet pickles. And once I start in on some sweet pickles, it's hard to stop for me. So
really,
I'm going after dill pickle 9 times out of 10. But that 10th time, it's a sweet pickle that I have. A
follow-up question based on the theme of our show: should Ryan be embarrassed that he likes the sweet pickles? I say yes.
Yes.
I should be embarrassed. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm okay with
you do you, boo, in 22.
I appreciate that, J-Ro. I'm proud of it. It's all right.
It's okay.
You do you, boo.
Well, there you go. Well, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to go first. I've got still 630 Rally Point Rye, their 5-year offering. I'm excited in 2022 here. They're supposed to release a 10-year, which celebrates their 10 years in business. This was the 10th year they've been in business as of actually June 30th. And this is supposed to come out this year, the 10-year Rally Point Rye. But very excited about that. But for right now, let's try the 5-year. That's pretty good. Enough base there. Could be enough to win, but also seems like it could be easily beat as well. We'll see what you guys come up with. Ryan, you're next. What do you got?
Well, once again, I'm going to go down to Denver, and I traded for this bottle at a recent whiskey event I was at, but this is a full bottle, never been opened, by our friends from Branch and Barrel.
Okay.
I believe they're in Denver. But
not familiar with them. I don't know anything about them. Danny, you know them? Branch and Barrel?
Nope.
No, me either.
They're a relatively new distillery down there.
Nothing. Did the cork break?
Well,
it's a glass cork. Oh, nice.
Glass cork. There you have it.
That's
so.
cool. No noise there, though. Yeah.
Yeah, a little squeaky.
All right, McNew, you're next. What do you got?
I have Bucket List Bourbon from Danny Boy Distilling out of Carmel, Indiana.
Danny Boy Distilling. Danny, I'll have to get some of that. Okay.
Yeah, they started as a brewery, then they got into spirits.
All right. Not as good as mine. I got the lead. Danny, what do you got?
I have the Neely's Rye.
All right, Neely Rye. That picked up where, Danny?
They're at the ABV Barrel Shop.
Oh, there you go. There's a plug.
There's
That's a good choice. Yeah. All right. No, not enough. I've got the lead. J-Ro, you're between me and victory. I hope I can win this thing. What do you got?
So I've got an old granddad here.
No, not enough. I win this thing. So how about that?
Woo! Good job,
congratulations
Steve.
to me.
Yes.
Cheers. All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about someone who's drinking a bourbon and they're like, ooh, can I add some water into this? Should they be embarrassed? We'll get to that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
My name is Heidi Topol Eller Fosnot, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about if water adders should be embarrassed.
Yes, we are. So the idea here is we're not judging them. We're not putting any shame on them. So no one can be like, hey, it's rude that you're picking on people who, like something different than you. No, we're not. But should those people, as they're doing that, be embarrassed? What do you guys think? Is there some shame that should go along with that?
Something I see often at our tasting rooms. It's not all the time, but frequently at our tasting rooms. And I've seen it so much now. I'm used to it. I don't think they should be embarrassed. I'm okay with it. If they want to do it, let them go. If that's what's going to please their palate and make them happy.
Okay. This has to be thrown out. I'm going to strike that from the record. Audience, you never heard one of those comments right there. I'm like a judge in a thing. Because this is Ryan talking about making sales. So yes, of course he's going to say whatever they want to do. I'm talking about you're at a bar. It has nothing to do with your products. You're just at a bar and somebody says, I'll take Maker's Mark. And they're like, ooh, boy, that's a little rough. That's a little hot for me. Why don't you give me a water dropper there? Okay. Should that person be embarrassed? Not anything to do with 10th Mountain. You're not vested in this thing at all, Ryan. What are your thoughts? Should they be embarrassed at that point?
When you put it like that.
Exactly. Here we go. Yes.
When you put it like that, and if you're drinking whiskey in a bar, then you're clearly in a whiskey bar, and if you're having to add water, especially around your buddies.
Yes.
If you got some drinking buddies there you're with, then excuse me, can I get an eyedropper? It's not going over well.
All right, we're going to run this question by others, but I gotta take a sidebar from the topic of the day because we've got Ryan's whiskey in our shop right now, and that's the funny thing. We have people coming in and be like, I'm kind of more of a new whiskey drinker. I don't like high proof bourbon, and we always say the same thing. Jim and I have this down. We're like, okay, we got one for you then, 10th Mountain. And so we pour them a drink of that, and they try and they're like, this is what I'm talking about. We're like, okay, well, what proof is that? And they're like, well, this thing is 90 to maybe 95. This is all the guesses are like 90 to 95. Yeah. And we're like, well, guess what? That's 118.4. And they're like, what? Right. Now I'd give me some water. I need water.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
It's hilarious.
And traditionally, Steve and Jim have a barrel pick there, obviously.
Right.
Our traditional is 92 proof, but the one they picked is 118.
We got the cast strength for the pick. Yeah. So
it's great. I love it.
It's good. And that's because, what we're in a situation, and I can see this with Ryan. It's first one in the door. So it's literally, you see it when no one misses 10th Mountain in there, but they walk past it because they don't know what it is. So I could see the struggle as being a distillery owner, just being in the store. People don't stop at that. They see it and they just keep on going. And then, but what we do is we have conversations with them. We tell them the story of 10th Mountain and the veterans and the fact that they started the ski industry and the fact it's still an active thing. And people like it then. And then they want to try it. And then once they try it, you can't believe how many people go over and grab a bottle of it. So that's what makes our store different than other stores out there is we have conversations with people. Danny knows this. Even though we know Danny as a friend, we still have whiskey conversations. We talk about things. So we're different.
Steve, bullshit. Wait. What's the saying? I always fuck these up, but what's the saying? Money talks, bullshit walks. But
yes.
Yeah, that same. Yeah, that same thing. If you can conversate with someone,
right,
that they don't know what they don't know
exactly
until you tell them.
I get it. Yeah, that's never been in Missouri before. And 10th Mountain is coming into Missouri now, but certainly not in St. Louis. Yeah. That's a bottle they never heard of. Why are they going to stop and talk about that? People want to go to what they know. It's kind of a cool thing to be able to have those conversations. That's what we do.
Well, and people trust guys like you and Jem. You know, they really want to get even more so maybe your approval. But then trust your opinion. So I think that's super cool. I mean, you couldn't be in a more cool position.
It's a cool situation to be in for sure. So we love the fact that we've created a job really of things that we like to do. So Jim and I are walking on cloud nine every day we walk in the store there. It's fun. And we're working long hours. We get in there. I'm in there every day by 7, and the shop closes at 8 at night. So I'm in there at 7 in the morning.
That's only 1 hour, Steve.
It's 12 plus 1 is what I'm working.
It really makes my heart happy for you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
that store is open by 7 in the morning, and we're open for business, and we're having fun with it. So yeah, and
that's great.
Every day, Jim and I God, the time flies when we're here. We're just talking with people about whiskey, and the time's flying by. So it's cool.
You know that cliche saying, "You'll never work a day in your life."
Exactly.
I actually love my job. I love my job, and some days it does feel like work, but most of the time it's actually pretty cool. You know, I actually like it, and I'm a people pleaser, so yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right, J-Ro, what are your thoughts about this? So should this person who comes in and starts asking to put water in their whiskey, should there be some level of embarrassment in the scenario I just outlined? They come in, they're sitting down in the bar.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. Okay. But should there be shame for putting water in
Nope. Drink responsibly.
Bourbon? Okay. All right.
If you're not comfortable, drink responsibly.
All right. Danny, what do you think?
I think my best thing I can say.
Well, I can see two sides to this story.
Sure.
See, the one side, if you're out with your drinking buddies and everything else, you should be embarrassed because
Danny, you're out with your hard drinking buddies and you're like, oh, I gotta put some water in here. It's too much.
No. Then again, if you let a new guy into the group and he ain't all that into bourbon just yet, you got to teach him, but by slowly getting him what's the word I'm looking for?
Are you getting a Rohypnol or something?
Adapted to it?
What are we doing here?
Acclimated.
Acclimated. Okay.
Yes. Get him acclimated to the higher proofs. Because just like think about it. When we first started drinking and everything else, you didn't. Just
I was drinking Jim Beam White Label, so I was 80 proof bourbon. So right. I get what you're saying. I wasn't drinking the stuff. Now I can't hardly drink the 80 proofs because it feels like it's water to me.
Water.
I don't like the mouthfeel of it. I don't like the taste of it. It's like, it's too weak. I don't want. You never want to drink your bourbon and it feels like it's water in your mouth. That's right. Terrible. I want to feel like it's whiskey. So yeah, McNew, how about you? Should someone be embarrassed if they're adding water to the?
No, because I think if you're drinking whiskey, you're an adult. You should be an adult. And as an adult, you like what you like. Just own it. Like, if your friends make fun of you, tell them to be being dicks. You like what you like. Just own it. Drink it.
I think you should. I agree. I think what McNew just said, everything she said, other than the fact they should be embarrassed. So, yes.
No. Here's the deal. If you're not drinking a national brand and you're drinking, maybe it's a single barrel, maybe it's a barrel pick. Sometimes they're a little hot. And it needs a little water to open it up. Actually, you actually get a more pleasant experience sometimes if you just give a dab.
Even at distilleries on tasting tours, they're like, "Here's a dropper. Feel free to add water. It opens it up." They tell you can do that. Why be embarrassed?
You shouldn't pick a barrel if you don't taste it. Taste it with water. You should. Yes, you should never pick it if you haven't tasted it in all facets. Straight, and this is part of it. So I don't know why you would be
real mad at Steven.
You should actually feel like an aficionado if you ask it for with water. I mean, like you just feel like you're like a snob or whatever.
But just the name of what is in your hand there, J-Ro, kind of, if you're a dude out there, what is it called? Like a pipette or something? Right?
A pipette? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I have a glass. We have one.
A water
just
dropper?
the stupid, well, it's called something like, it's just the stupid French name. It's officially a pipette. And so it's that right there.
We don't. Well, I'm from
That's
the country,
embarrassing.
honey. I can't even say that
That's
nor
embarrassing.
spell that. We just call it water.
Can I get a
Give me-
pipette? No.
Let me get a little bit of water.
Yeah.
But sometimes things are a little hot, and they need
Okay.
a little water. To
Okay,
open them up,
I'm
so.
fine with that. If I had a bucket of rocks and I said, these have been warmed up, and I said, touch it, and everyone touches it, and Danny touches it, he's like, oh yeah, that's a little bit warm, and McNew touches it, she says it's a little bit warm, and then J-Ro touches it, she's like, yeah, that's really, and then Ryan touches it, like, oh my god, it's so hot, and cold
He's a
water,
pussy.
and cold water.
Yeah, he's a pussy.
That's embarrassing. But that's the same thing
He's
that's
a
happening with
pussy.
that whiskey.
I need your
Doing-
pipette, J-Ro. I need the
I see
pipette.
people
in
come
there.
in and be
Okay,
like, "Oh my
so
god, it's
it's
so hot! It's so hot! It's so hot! I need
Almost
water."
like
That's embarrassing.
maybe you're doing it like almost like salt. When someone cooks something and you
Mhm.
salt it before you taste it, maybe you
Right.
should always taste it, then decide if you need a little water or not.
That's a good,
That's how we always
Yeah.
Tastings.
And then put the water in there and just be embarrassed, and we're all
Yeah,
good. Then
we
we're all
always
good.
do barrel tastings. Taste first, add water. But kind of like a chef would be so, mortified if you put salt on their food without tasting it first. It's just, that's just against the rules.
I mean, does this apply to everything? So, J-Ro, you are a sales rep. I am a potential buyer now. You take me out to Citizen Kane somewhere when we go out to dinner, and
Raising Cane's.
So we're going out for a nice steak. I'm like J-Ro. I want to go to Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse. We're in Louisville. I want to go to Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse. So you take me to Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse, and I get the cowboy fillet, and the cost of it is $76. And as soon as it shows up, I'm like, can I get the A1, please? And I take that A1, and I just douse that whole thing. Is that okay?
Pissed.
That's how
No,
I
we're
like. But
leaving.
I wonder how I
I'm
like it.
fucking leaving.
I wonder how I like. Why is that different than on the whiskey? Why
Actually, I'm not gonna leave. I'm just
That's
gonna
how I like
angle
it.
my chair. I'm gonna angle my chair, and I'm gonna kind of talk to you over my shoulder,
yeah.
and I'm gonna kind of
So
snob out.
you're not consistent. And again, I wouldn't put that on there, but I'm using that as an
The
example.
fucking A1 is for like a strip steak sandwich.
So
with
maybe I would say so.
grilled
Let's put
peppers
the
and
water in the
onions.
whiskey.
Like,
then. So yeah, that's the same thing. I think you made my point. I think you made
Very
my point.
valid.
I
example,
did.
Steve.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
did. You're right, but you need just like the salting. You got to taste it and decide whether you need it or not.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah. But it
I think
doesn't
we've all
matter.
come full spectrum here. I think we've all come. We've
All right,
all.
well, there you go. I think we
embraced
end on a
it.
high note, I guess.
Kumbaya,
That's as close as we're going to get to being
kumbaya.
kumbaya right there. So there you go.
Kumbaya.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Ryan, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey or on our website at 10thwhiskey.com.
I apologize for anybody who's had their headphones in and when I started screaming earlier. All right, J-Ro, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me at jro.bourbon.pro on Instagram.
All right, Danny.
You can find me at Danny Kennard on Facebook.
All right, McNew.
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. Fartits, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.